Hello everybody and welcome back to the ReGen Invitational. Now this is a very cool match that we have coming up here today. It's going to be freaking awesome and I am so excited for this because it is a Division B finalist rematch between A-MEI-ZING and Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Quick bans right off the bat. Medivh, Tyrael, don't want to deal with them. First pick, Blaze, bam. Infernal Shrines is the map we are going to today, selected by Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Maps banned out were Tomb of the Spider Queen and Braxis Holdos. We will not be seeing those today. This is a best of 3, which means I'm probably going to die. My voice is going to be dead, so I might bring in somebody for the second game. Now, I really hope you guys do stick around because it is a pretty cool game that I'm excited to be casting. This should be awesome. I know I didn't get to cast the finals, but a rematch, just as good. First pick, Blaze. I like the Blaze pick. Solo laner. Good on the Shrine clear. Overall, great picks. Diablo Junkrat coming out. Pretty good. I'd say Diablo is a pretty good pick. I like the Diablo. And then Junkrat as well. I like the Junkrat. Here, good Shrine clear. Good. Both heroes are very good on this map, and just poke damage in general. Malfurion and Johanna, both of these teams know exactly what they want. This is great. I love a quick draft. I love a quick draft. This Blaze, cool. That's so funny. We're gonna see Malfurion and Johanna. Johanna pretty good on the wave clear as well. Gonna allow whoever's with them to kind of benefit off of that. Just being grouped up. I expect to see potentially a Johanna. Even Blaze benefits from that as well. Malfurion, pretty good. Just a great healer. Maybe looking for a Tracer ban. I don't know how Tracer does right now, but looking at a Jaina ban. I find the Jaina ban interesting, to say the least. Good ban, but not my number one. But this does leave the Gul'dan as a possibility for the side of OSD, and that might be exactly what they're looking for. Gul'dan has excellent Shrine clear, some good poke damage. I like Gul'dan on this map a lot. It is probably my number one go-to pick. But they're looking to ban out Sonya. Sonya against Blaze in the solo. Doesn't look like they want to deal with that. Solid ban. The first 2 bans weren't really my ideal. I mean, Tyrael does see a lot of high-level competitive play. And this is a good game to be looking for that. But Medivh, I think that's a very interesting ban. Maybe pocket pick. They just don't want to deal with it. Either way, acceptable. Next 2 picks. We're going to be looking for potentially a support. Maybe not a support. You don't have to worry about the support. You can leave your support till the end. I'm imagining we're going to be seeing a solo laner and then maybe some wave clear. I would expect to see like a Gul'dan and then maybe a Malthael. For the solo, Malthael versus Blaze, both have self-sustain. AoE goes a little bit more over towards Blaze, but, you know, it all kind of depends on how you want to make it work for you. And it looks like we're going to be picking the Alexstrasza and then the Greymane. So, I think they could have left the Alex for a little bit. I think that was okay. They didn't need to do that. And they're going to pick up the Greymane. Greymane going to be able to take camps. And I guess a little bit of Shrine clear in the form of cocktails. Tychus coming out, looking to melt that Diablo. Tychus does a ton of damage in general, to be totally honest. So, pretty spooky. Should be afraid, that is. And I'm excited to see how this Tychus goes. I've been seeing him a lot more in these kind of games. Not so much any of the Hero League games that I play in, but then again, I play with a bunch of boobs. So, final pick over on the side of A-MEI-ZING. I am curious to see, what do they need? They have the solo laner. I think they need some, like, wave clear, some solid wave clear here. They have a spot open for a mage, like, Gul'dan, Kael'thas, like, I'd love to see a mage come out here. I just think it's possible, but how is their camp clear? Not hot. And Gul'dan, there it is. I love the Gul'dan pick, as I had mentioned prior. I think this is a beautiful pick here. Let's see, final pick. I'm thinking here, they need a solo laner. Somebody who's going to be able to go against Blaze. I think Malthael is probably a good idea, or maybe another warrior-ish kind of thing. Another bruiser. Tyrael is banned. Dahaka even available. A Varian if you're feeling real spicy, you know. I think I would peg it on, like, Dahaka or Malthael. Those are probably my picks. Dahaka's got some decent clear. Like, for waves in the top. I don't know how he does against Blaze, but... Alright. Zeratul, which leads me to believe the Junkrat is going to be the one in the solo lane in the top. That's an interesting pick. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm looking at their team and, like... You're realistically looking to burst down Malf, Gul'dan, and Tychus, but, like, Tychus even has a pretty hefty health pool. So... Interesting. Huh. Yeah. I like this cookies. I like everybody with the cookies. It lines up really nice here. You know, you've got double Genji on the top, the double Murky on the bottom, and then the one lonely Stukov in the middle. Beautiful. I love how this panned out. Let's make sure we switch over to this. There we go. Cool. Make sure we switch scenes. The power of two screens. I know that I had the wrong scene on, and now I can do this. All right. Let's get this underway. On the left-hand side in the blue, we have A-MEI-ZING. We got nukes for kids on that Johanna. Salty Scyther on that Blaze once again. Litnex on the Malfurion. Lazai going to be playing, I believe, the Gul'dan. And then, as people are hidden behind each other, we have Kaiser on that Tychus. And then over here on the right-hand side, in the red, we have Order of the Sleeping Dragon, or OSD. We got Woven on that Greymane Vikel, going to be playing that Diablo Trinth on the Alexstrasza Corgi Booty on that Zeratul. And rounding it all up, we have Silent Shoe on that Junkrat. So we see the cheese going to the bottom lane. I think this is a very interesting play. Now, they have no clue where the opposing team is. They've played it up pretty far. You'd usually see them by now. What is your reaction here? Now, the middle minions still hit first, so I think this is a lot of missed EXP for the side of A-MEI-ZING. So Greymane will actually be the solo against Blaze, who was already in that top lane. Doesn't look like he lost too many minions up in that top lane, but A-MEI-ZING gonna miss an entire wave in the middle. That is huge. And you can already see the small EXP difference here. Vikel gonna use that Fire Stomp just to scout out the missing members of the opposing team. Junkrat looking to do the exact same thing here with that frag launcher of theirs. Zeratul coming back down. Did look like he went up to the top lane, potentially looking for those globes, and doesn't look like actually we're going for greater cleave, going towards that cleave build. Both teams going to be doing that 4-man rotation, but Zeratul heavy on the ganks, looking to try and get as much damage here on to that Blaze. Going for the gank, but unfortunately will not be able to, as the Blaze is able to get away thanks to that dash of his, the repulsion. Both teams need to make their way into the middle lane. Zeratul already there, gonna have to avoid a little bit of damage from that Gul'dan. Does use his teleport to get away, and then uses, well, he did get the majority of the wave. He's gonna probably use it here again, which will allow his team to remain in the bottom lane and capture that camp. Now, you can see that they've done that up here as well. On the right-hand side, they're going to be looking to try and grab that camp, and they are successfully able to do that, and that should even out the middle lane a little bit more. Now, I think this is a very aggressive play because, you know, you don't know where the opposing team is, and it looks like they might actually have to give it up, but we do have the Junkrat Tire going to be, the mine going to be able to zone them out. Gul'dan just getting a lot of free poke damage here, essentially. Corgi Booty looking to try and clear up that mid lane of the Khazras, as Johanna looking to potentially go in and do a little bit of extra damage as well, but will opt to remain mounted. Zeratul going in for a little bit more poke damage. Diablo with a big stun onto the Johanna. Johanna does pop that unstoppable, but unfortunately that shield will be taken down. She's got 4 members on the opposing team, but will be able to walk away. Still sitting pretty healthy, but does need to defend against that camp. 3 other members for A-MEI-ZING going to be making their way back into the middle lane. Malfurion going to top off that Johanna after that tap, which means that they're going to be sitting extremely healthy before this shrine. Greymane playing a little bit aggressive here, going in for a little bit of a poke damage off that cocktail, but will not get that. Both teams are level 5, sitting pretty even on EXP right now. Junkrat looking to get a little bit clear, and this is where the composition of A-MEI-ZING will be getting their kind of like bang for their buck. Stun from Vykel going to be landing onto that Blaze. Blaze looking to kind of poke him out a little bit. Alex looking for some big heals there, and they get a huge one on everybody thanks to that Dragon Queen. Gul'dan going to be pushed away as Corgi Booty looks for a little bit of poke damage, but unfortunately he's taking quite a bit of damage here. Valkyl looking to dive in hard, looking to potentially back out into the Alex healing, but does get caught in the root. He will fall for that, trying to get as much of the healing as possible as Blaze is trying to zone out the other half of OSD. Now, this is what I was talking about. Only 9 remaining for the side of OSD. You might see Corgi Booty go in there for a little bit of poke damage and on that, but unfortunately he is getting taken down by that Gul'dan and that Tychus, and it's going to kind of force them out. It's so close. We got 3 to 4 here, but it looks like it will be going over to the side of A-MEI-ZING. Now, this is only a pseudo rematch, as some of the members, 3 of them I do believe, on the side of OSD are not original members in the past game. So Vykel, Woven, and Trinth are not on the same roster here. But they do bait that Immortal over the wall. Corgi Booty looking for potentially a little bit of a Q there, but will not be able to get that as 4 of them defend. And Corgi will make his way up to that top lane. Try and get a little bit more poke damage onto that Blaze. Camps are back up. Both Khazras will be up shortly. Bottom lane not going to be up for another 25 seconds. I imagine we'll see at least a couple of these teams try to, or at least one of them, rather, try and grab the camp, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. I'd like to see OSD go and make their way into theirs, but they are down that level 7 talent, just achieving that right now. Let's take a look at some talents here. We have Vengeful Roots. No, we got Deep Roots. So they're going for that big root with some cleansing here. Relentless Soldier, interesting. A very interesting pick. Pretty standard Gul'dan build so far. Subdue. I think that'll be an interesting one, especially if they are successfully able to get that off. Alright, Vykel's not allowed to get any more, sitting at 69 stacks of that Soulstone. Looking for the big engage, will opt to not go in there, sitting down about a half a level right now. W build, it looks like? Globes, yes. We're going to be looking for some globes. Some hard W builds here. Ton of damage coming out from Gul'dan, however. And I'm going to be looking to try and heal up as much of that. There is the Alexstrasza, successfully able to do so. Corgi making his way back down to join the team. We do have a rending cleave build here with Wormhole. So he's looking to get in, get out, get a little bit of poke damage, maybe go back in, especially if he is able to get that cooldown reduction on the Q. I think that's at like level 13. No, this is the first game. Yeah, don't worry, I went over the talents. All good. Alright, so we have both teams looking to grab their bruiser camps. The objective going to be starting up in that top lane very shortly. Blaze, being left alone for quite a while, has already completed his globe talent, as he is able to get double the globes in the lane. So sitting at 15 globes, I believe, in 6.5 minutes. Looking pretty good. Greymane rejoining him up in that top lane. Now they're looking to kind of go for a little bit of a duel. Johanna does get caught into that trap there of Junkrat. Not too big of a deal. Does have the unstoppable if need be. A little bit of poke damage here. Gul'dan definitely going to be looking for a little bit of stacking here, but doesn't look like they got any. Only sitting at about 21 right now. Big Horrify coming out onto the Diablo. Diablo might be able to get away, but the Twilight Dream as well. Blaze dying in that top lane. That's a pretty big pickup for them, as level 10 is now just being achieved by the side of OSD. Big Horrify goes out, followed by the Twilight Dream. That's 2 huge heroics being popped before this shrine. Now, OSD needs to keep that in mind. They have a pretty big advantage here. Blaze still needs to make his way back in. Fear is not up, nor is Twilight Dream. This objective should be going over to the side of OSD, as I would imagine now. However, Gul'dan does have a massive amount of Shrine clear, but Junkrat and the Greymane are able to do so. Out comes the Void Prison. We're looking for that Junkrat tire and the Apocalypse. Down goes the Malfurion, and out comes the Vikale. Oh, and that Diablo looking to go in. Big Dragon Queen, but bigger damage from that Gul'dan. Huge corruption. You can see that damage over time, just eating away at the front line of OSD. Vikale looking to go in hard there. Interrupted, though, from that Johanna, but Johanna does get taken down by that Zeratul. Big pickup there, as the support and the main tank have now been taken down. Big heal from that Alexstrasza, getting that double heal there, thanks to the Dragon Queen. And they're successfully going to be able to pick up that first round of... the second round of Punishers here. Let's take a look at our talents again. This is going to be going in hard, especially with that wall down. They don't have anywhere to let it jump. Greymane going hard onto that Malfurion, does get rooted and stunned. Big Horrify coming out. No Twilight Dream to fall. No, the Twilight Dream did follow up there as well. And we do lose that Junkrat, but the cleave of the Zeratul is huge. With the Punisher jump, going to successfully be able to pick up another 2 kills. Malfurion and Tychus falling here. Woven walking away with his tail stuck between his legs. Barely getting away. Huge fight for OSD here, and the Punisher is still up. Doesn't look like he's going to get too much value. They did get that top fort, which is more than what A-MEI-ZING got on that first shrine. We do have Twilight Dream, Odin, Horrify, Blessed Shield, and Bunker. We have Void Prison, Riptire, Apocalypse, Go for the Throat, and Cleansing Flame. So now, this is a combo that you've seen before. I imagine I've seen it before, at least, with the Void Prison, the Apocalypse, followed up by that Junkrat Riptire, looking for a ton of damage. And we do have a big invade here. Tychus does get hit and is scouted out by that Fire Stomp. Level 13, though, is being held by OSD over this. This is not a fight that A-MEI-ZING should be looking for right now, as level 13 they do not have. Camp will go over to OSD, and no heroes will be lost. Twilight Dream not even up, so that's a pretty big cooldown that they do need to be aware of. Up any second now. And level 13 just around the corner for A-MEI-ZING. But looks like we have Grill and Krill being completed, which is pretty good for them. The Salty Scyther are going to be looking pretty healthy now. Corgi going in for a little bit of poke damage. You can see that damage coming out. Pretty chunky for a Blaze who's sitting at like 1, 2, 3, 4,000 health right now at level 13. What do we got here? They're going to be looking to try and invade on the opposing team's Bruiser Camp. Now, this is where you would be looking for a fight if you were A-MEI-ZING. And they have an idea that maybe the opposing team is up there. Might get body blocked here by the Zeratul. Just walking in. No. Oh, out comes that Void Prison. Out comes the Apocalypse, blocking that off as well. But a great Ice Block from the Malfurion. Gonna hop into that Bunker. Bunker negates the entire Riptire, but still 2 heroes going down on the side of A-MEI-ZING. Make it 3 with the Johanna. Great stun from the Blaze onto the Greymane. Still looking to pick up Woven there, but unfortunately will not be able to do so. Will take his escape here as he can. And we have a 4-for-1 trade with only the Zeratul falling in that situation. Great setup there, as thanks to that trait, that built-in trait though, from the Stealth going completely invisible. Walking in, get that 2-man Void Prison there. Secure the APOC. Beautiful ice block here from Litnex. Able to avoid that, and a great Bunker to avoid the Riptire. But unfortunately, the big damage. But here we go, talking about big damage. We have a huge stun. The Twilight Dream coming out on the Greymane. Not able to disengage. Potentially looking to try and get out now. The Ripper Air there going out. Big slow here from Salty Scyther, and a big damage from the Greymane. Sorry, the Gul'dan onto the Diablo. Tychus looking to try and pick up a couple. It looks like Trinth will be going down here from that Gul'dan. And now we have the Blaze getting that double stun. Will it be able to secure the kill onto the Diablo? No. Still sitting at about 400 health despite that tiny amount of sliver of health. But now the Shrine is up, and OSD doesn't have a support. Now, however, they are level 16, but the wave clear of, and the Shrine clear of A-MEI-ZING is a little bit better, I would say. Take a look at some level 16 talents. So, something interesting to point out is Burst Fire. I think Burst Fire is a very interesting talent to come out here, rather than Spread Volley, so it's interesting. Yeah, so 50% increased damage and cooldown reduced. That's the level 13, so the level 16 talent, rather, from Zeratul here. Domination, some pretty standard talents coming out here, I would say, other than Spread Volley. Level 16 just around the corner, though, for the side of A-MEI-ZING. So, looks like OSD gonna try and give this, this fort here in the mid lane, probably for the best interest. Make their way up to the next wall. They don't need to let it jump over because they have backed off. Now, Zeratul looks like he was pushing out that top wave, getting a little bit of extra poke damage, as I believe that camp was still there. We have 4 members on this bottom camp for A-MEI-ZING, potentially looking to grab that, but we do have potential engage. Zeratul with the Void Prison. Out comes the Junkrat Tire and the Apocalypse. Out goes that Ice Block once more, and the Horrify again to try and deny a lot of the damage. We do have no Twilight Dream, as it did get interrupted, and they will pick up that Malfurion, potentially looking to pick up that Greymane as well. The big engage from Woven, going to be able to grab that Gul'dan, and now they're looking for more. We do have the Cleansing Flame coming out, barely able to save the Zeratul, but unfortunately he still will go down. Bunker Drop coming out a little bit late, in my personal opinion. We do get the hit on to the Greymane and the heal, rather, and they are able to heal up the team thanks to that Dragon Queen, and what was looking like a huge play for OSD turned into a 2-for-1, but they still have the damage and will allow them to grab this bottom fort here. Bottom fort successfully capped, taken down. They're going to be making their way into a couple of these camps. Now, I'd like to see A-MEI-ZING go and grab their top bruiser, because you can imagine, after you see this one being capped, that OSD is going to be making their way up to, like, up the line of camps. So they throw a bunch of Qs in there from the Junkrat. You can see the vision from the Fire Stomp. You know that they're at this camp. They get it successfully, and now they're going to be making their way up the line. This will push out the mid lane. Looks like they're playing it a little bit safe. Clear out this middle lane. They do have a ton of minions to deal with, and they cleaned it out pretty quickly. A-MEI-ZING playing it a little bit safe. Have to clean out that bottom lane here. Otherwise, those Khazars will be doing a ton of damage to that bottom keep wall. And now you're looking for the potential fight up here. You can see 2 members have already positioned themselves, but OSD looking to just kind of take out this minion well, sorry, the middle well, and potentially get a little bit of damage here. Junkrat says no more, gets out of there. Big slow onto the Diablo, potentially looking for a stun here to follow up. And that's what Blaze does very well against Alexstrasza, because the opponents do need to stack up. Take a look back at those talents. Level 16 has been reached for the side of A-MEI-ZING a little bit ago, so they're going to be looking to try and heal that up. No, sorry, take a look at those talents and try and get a fight here. They are on even talents. Level 20 just around the corner, however, for OSD, so that's something that you do need to be cautious of. Is this Ripper Air? It is, okay. He opts for more of a Q build here, as he throws out that bomb, potentially looking for a little bit of a denial, but a big stun from the Blaze onto the Diablo. We will be looking for a potential Void Prison here. All of the heroics are up for each member of the team, so I expect to see Corgi Booty diving in on that backline. They are grouped up right now, but they're looking to dive in and clear out this Shaman camp. Diablo going in hard. No follow-up, unfortunately. Does get the flip. Maybe another push. The bunker comes out, so they bait out the bunker. Looking for that big APOC, though. Out comes the APOC in the Junkrat tire. Big damage onto the Gul'dan. Down goes the Gul'dan. The combo worked for them. Big Twilight Dream there. But Litnex is getting very low. Will be taken down by that Zeratul. And now he's looking for more. Does get stuck in the slow. But so does the Johanna being stunned by that Diablo. Will be able to try and deny that. But unfortunately will go down to that go for the throat. Does get the double go for the throat there on that reset, and they are looking to try and end here. Now keep in mind, this is a best of 3, so we will be seeing a game number 2 after this, as they try and get a little bit of poke damage here. Now they do have a 20-second window before Gul'dan is up, which is more than enough time for them to try and take this game. So what looked like a pretty hearty early game for the side of A-MEI-ZING has quickly turned around into a wombo combo, devastating team fights, and now Tychus might be getting poked down. We do see the mini APOC going out, but unfortunately, game number 1 going to be going over to the side of OSD, Order of the Sleeping Dragon, taking game 1 in this best of 3. Alright, so I will ask OSD if they want, whisper him. Nah. Ask them if they want map or pick. As I grab some water. They want first pick. So I will whisper. Because ask them what they want. So Infernal Shrines already picked. 2 of the Spider Queen and Braxis are banned. Let's see. Let's play the ReGen video in between, and I will be back as we get this started up. Alright, we're getting into the lobby right now, so what I'll do is, swap that back over. Ooh, thank you. Who is that? What do we have? What did I miss? Murda with the host, 16. So are you done already? Oh. Well. I can change that up. I messed that up. Don't mind me. We'll ask if they want map or first pick. Mixed that up. That's my bad. Okay. Might have to make the lobby again. Bam, bam, bam. Trying to get this all set up for you guys. Hello, everybody who came in from Murda stream. I hope that one went well. Please tell me who won. What was it? Jailbait versus Victorious Secret, right? We should be getting away into the finals very soon. We're just waiting on this to get set up because I accidentally asked who wanted first pick or map pick in the opposite order, so don't mind me. Looks like we're going to Dragonshire. Okay. Okay, looks like we're going to Dragonshire. Boop. Get Vikel in here and get Litnex. And get Lazai in here. Go. Top team. Don't mind me, guys. We're just getting everything set up. Shouldn't be too long at all. Tournament draft. No match history. Team number 1 picks. Salty Scyther, Litnex. Eyes are cool. They're looking good. That's looking good. Looks like we're looking good. Wow, that dropped off hella fast. Don't mind me. Okay. Looks good, looks good. I go into this, and then into this. Make this some full-ass screen stuff. Add text. Select font. Big-ass letters. Try and fit it in here somewhere. Because it's like so tiny on my screen right now. There, that's a little bit better. Don't mind me, guys. Okay. Going to this. Looks like we want to switch you for Silent Shoe. Lit. Perfect. Bands and stuff good. I want to make sure everybody is good, happy, good to go. I actually need to change this to a 1. I lied. Why is it backwards? Ugh. Man, I hate OBS sometimes, man. Alright, let's get this underway. We'll get this as the draft goes. Oh my goodness, come on. Transition. There. Alright, guys, we are on Dragonshire now. Don't mind me just kind of getting stuff set up, because I put in a new hard drive, and I haven't casted really anything like that I've needed to put in my overlays since, so that's why I'm all over the place. I can set this stuff all up now. Look like we're gonna have a Diablo ban. They don't want to deal with that Diablo, and I don't blame them. Good ban, I would say, on Dragonshire. Very strong for ganking. So, oh, score blue. So I think that's a very good ban here. I like it. Again, as I said, big on ganking, big on just being able to move around and everything. So allowing your team to kind of, you know, deal with that and these tight points, it's just good. So Medivh gonna get banned out. So I guess Medivh with his new rework is like super OP. Let's transition that over. Oh, look at that. Bam. Easy money. So I don't really see him very often, but in comes that first pick, Tyrael. Very strong pick indeed. I like this pick, and a lot of teams seem to prioritize him nowadays, and I guess I kind of know why, but like, meh. I don't think Tyrael is as good as people seem to think. But again, that's a personal opinion, and I don't play Warrior very often. So, we're going to see that ETC and Junkrat pick. So, Junkrat can be chosen again for the side of OSD here. Looking to try and get as much value as you can out of that one hero. And we saw the work of Junkrat last game. So, did a pretty big job there. Let's go here. There we go. Looks like I think I've got everything set up and ready, which means I can get into this game here. Malfurion and Blaze. Now, Blaze is a hero that I saw have a pretty big impact on some of those team fights. Now, I like the Blaze pick. I think he's a very good hero. Somebody with such a successful launch, who sees play in the meta and isn't OP as hell. Like, I think it's a very good hero, and he fits in well. Malfurion, just a good 1-2 healer pick. You know, pretty good hero overall. And now we're looking at bans. Now, Blaze is going to be their solo laner. You don't want to ban somebody who's going to do well against them, and they're still lacking a little bit of damage. You could look towards a Greymane ban here, as Greymane fits into pretty much any team comp, and is pretty good at taking those camps. But they're going to look at banning out the Jaina. Now, they could be looking at some wombo combo damages, especially with the Malfurion, and maybe even a Sanctification or a Judgment. And then they're going to see the Greymane ban coming out there. So, yeah. I guess Greymane could have functioned well on either team, so I like this. I like this ban. I'd like to see like a Sonya. I don't know how Sonya does against Blaze though. Like, I don't play these 1v1 matchups, and I don't because I don't experience them firsthand, and I know that if I play a melee matchup, I'll lose it regardless of the hero matchup. So, that's just, I don't play the melee, but we're going to see Maiev and Stukov. So I do like the Stukov here. I think that's a good pick. And then Maiev going to be picked up too. So what was once OP ban right away, please, is now on the side of OSD, looking to be put to work with that ETC and Junkrat, as well as that Stukov. Looking like both teams are having pretty strong drafts here so far. My voice is dying, man. If we have a game 3, I have to bring somebody in. We'll probably bring Murda, because I think he's done. I imagine he is done. Well, maybe not. Ugh. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he was waiting in between games. Alright. Let's see, what do we got here? Final 2 picks for A-MEI-ZING will be Genji and Hanzo. We're going to be seeing that double Shamada, bro. Blaze in the solo, Genji and Hanzo rotating with. Genji can go off to the top lane to deal with whoever's in the solo lane there, which I imagine will be being picked up now. Hanzo, if we go the W build, could look pretty good at some wave clear. And then Dahaka being picked up. I do like the Dahaka pick here. Now, keep in mind, Dahaka has been 0 for 2 so far in the games that I have casted with a Dahaka in it. So Dahaka is not looking very good. He is at a 0% win rate out of 2. So, looking to make it 33% here today for OSD. Or keep that Dahaka win rate at a 0 for A-MEI-ZING and make it game number 3. Alright, let's get this game underway. Underway. On the left-hand side, in the blue, we have A-MEI-ZING. We got nukes for kids on that Tyrael Kaiser on the Hanzo Lazai. Going to be on that Genji Litnex on the Malfurion. And Salty Scyther playing what seems to be a Blaze main here. On the right-hand side, in the red, however, we have Order of the Sleeping Dragons. We got Corgi Booty on that Dahaka, Vikel on that ETC, Silent Shoe on that Junkrat, Trinth on the Stukov, and rounding it all up, we have Woven on that A-MEI-ZING, as that's who the hero is. All right. Looks like a little bit of poke damage, 5v5, 4v5 in the middle here, and they're just kind of looking to poke it out. Blaze potentially looking to block off that rotation, get the early soak up in that top lane. A ton of poke damage can be achieved here from the side of A-MEI-ZING, but the wave clear not so quick. So you can see the wave clear potential here on the side of OSD. Junkrat and Maiev making quick work of the wave, really relying on that Hanzo. Take a look at some talents here. At level 1, we do see W build, so I imagine we are going to be seeing the continuous W build here. Scatter Arrows, Bonds of Justice as well. Progrock, pretty standard. Trying to get as much of the globes as possible. Vikel looking to get those. Same thing with the new Habits talent there. Justice for All, the big shield coming out. Pretty standard talents, I would say. Agile Dismount, however. I think that's a pretty cool one. Looks good. Yep. I would say so. Everybody else's talents are pretty standard. Alright. We've got a 4-man rotation down to the bottom lane. Maiev looking for a potential grab here. Does not opt to go for it. Bit of big stun from the ETC. Unfortunately, no follow-up there. Looking really for that Maiev to jump in and get the tether off. But Vikel will be able to hold that bottom shrine as Woven rotates up to the top lane. Now, they do have that scatter, the Sonic Arrow to be able to scout out for that, which means that Nukes for Kids on that Tyrael going to be able to grab that bottom shrine. Now, Blaze holding that top shrine means that they're going to be looking to try and get as much as they can out of this this capture here, but Maiev looking to try and defend that. Vikel making his way into that there has a big scatter arrow from Kaiser, getting a ton of poke damage and stack damage. Stacking talents here as well. Level 4 being reached for both teams. Scatter arrow only sitting at 5 stacks, unfortunately. Not too hot right now, but that's okay. We do have the Shuriken quest and pretty standard blade damage here. Blade dance coming from the Maiev. Junkrat going to go over and trying to start up that camp there. Out comes the Sonic Arrow. Now, they are aware of the minion camp being invaded now by the side of OSD. Looking to go in pretty hard. Tyrael does have his sword up. Big tether into the silence is the Genji trying to get away. Will be able to do that. But look at that zoning. Nukes for Kids just going to walk in there and take it like he is the boss. And indeed, he is in that scenario. He grabs that camp with right underneath, like right out from underneath the opposing team. Like, no contestation on the point. Just walks in, grabs it, walks out. No holy ground needed. Able to grab that camp, which will push the bottom lane. OSD does all the work, gets none of the rewards, and is now forced to go and take their own camp. They still have a slight EXP lead, but it's very minuscule right now. Only sitting at about a third of a level, half a level. And they've got that bruiser, sorry, the siege camp that's going to push out this bottom lane. Now, Tyrael has free reign onto the objective here, but unfortunately will be negated by that bottom shrine capture. Genji and Malfurion going to be the ones to start the cap on that bruiser camp. Now, you'd really be looking for Hanzo to be the one to go and grab that here. Maiev looking to try and pull that Tyrael. He does get the pull because the Tyrael is trying to get away. The top tower not looking too healthy here for A-MEI-ZING, however, as level 7 now being reached. Looks like we have Feeding Frenzy, Tricky Shuffle, standard talents for the Junkrat, looking for a couple of Q stacks here. Big bruiser cap in that bottom lane as well. You can see the scatter arrows just absolutely melting the siege minions, the lane minions. Just those poor old guys have nothing against the against those arrows. Gonna be able to get a couple of stacks here thanks to that minion, sorry, the little trap of Junkrat, but not sitting too many stacks right now. Solid 4. As Genji just stacking up his shurikens there on Vikel as ETC makes his way back in. Gonna be standing on that point, but the shrine is being capped now by the Tyrael, and Tyrael is successfully able to do so. Great hold there in the bottom by A-MEI-ZING, and now you see this big old Dragon Knight making his way down to the bottom lane. They want to try and secure this bottom wave. Now, the bottom lane, in my opinion, is the strongest of all 3 lanes to hold, because you have so many siege camps in that bottom lane. You got 2 sieges and a bruiser. ETC getting punted over the wall. Maiev looking for a tether onto the Genji. Big power slide from the ETC. The silence as well, but unfortunately will not be able to land onto the Genji. Genji going to be able to dash away with ease, but now ETC getting punted into the cannons. Will fall here, and down goes the Dragon Knight, but Dahaka coming in from behind, going to be able to get that drag onto the Hanzo. Hanzo going to go down. Great silence, though, from Trent. Going to be able to negate the Blaze from getting away. And now Woven looking for a little bit of escape, but unfortunately not going to be able to do so as Lasai dashes in, dashes out with that kill, and now Malfurion trying to get away as well, but will be able to do so as we trade an even 2 for 2 here, I believe. Yeah, Maiev and ETC both fell, and then the Tyrael and one other, I think, or I don't actually know. Maybe we traded 1 for 0. Or 2 for 0 there. I actually am unsure. I think it was a 2 for 1 or 2 for 2. Both teams are going to grab their siege camps here. Maiev alone on the cap might need a little bit of help from the Junkrat, and that looks like what Junkrat is going to be doing. He's going to be making his way in here. Looking at some heroic talents here. Slight EXP lead for that of OSD. Sonic Arrow goes out. Couple of stacks here. Only sitting at 13. We have the Twilight Dream, Bunker Drop, the Dragon's Arrow, Dragon's Blade, and Sanctification. Vikel still holding that level 10 heroic for himself. Will end up to go with, I believe that is the Mosh Pit. Big bomb there from the Junkrat. Going to be able to secure that kill on to the Malfurion thanks to that tether of the Maiev. That's a pretty big pickup there for them. That's going to allow them to get a little bit more poke damage on this bottom lane, trying to even out the structures for what they took during that Dragon Knight. Looks like they will be able to do so. Bottom looking pretty even. In addition, with the Siege Giants going to be helping them out here. Now they're looking for a potential Mosh Pit as well, but not leaning towards them getting that big Stukov push away. To be teleporting out. Good dodge there by the Maiev. Going to be able to jump over all that damage. Hanzo nearly done with that stacking quest, sitting at 18 out of 20, I believe. Still looking for a little bit more. Does he able to get one? Unfortunately, not the case. OSD holding that bottom, and we have Blaze versus the Dahaka in the top lane. Gonna go in for a big dive. Corgi looking for a little bit of damage here. He is stuck in there now for 1 whole second, and the bunker is eating away at those at those shots. So Salty Scyther kind of just dueling it out here with Corgi, just kind of holding the lane. Looks pretty even right now. We'll come back up to that very shortly. Camps up in just about a minute. Hanzo scouts out that Maiev as Stukov and Junkrat look to try and capture this bottom Bruiser camp. Now, they're having a little bit of a tough time trying to get it, but they've got 3 of the 4 right now, or very close to getting 3 of the 4. And they'll be able to cap that with Hanzo taking the camp with Genji. Now, this is what you're really looking for Hanzo to do, just absolutely melt these camps. Just be able to grab those and then get out. With that Bruiser camp, they're going to be looking to make a play down here in that bottom lane. Secure that bottom fort and maybe even try and get the wall, but I don't think that should be the case unless you can get a really big pull here from Maiev. Maiev, unfortunately, getting caught on the other side of the wall. Gonna get silenced, but not after getting that pull in. But unfortunately, the Warden's Cage only hindering them. Pretty big cooldown there, 100 seconds after that recent nerf. And not looking too good. He thought he had it, but unfortunately gets over the wall. ETC unable to go through the power slide through the wall because he does not have that talent to do so. And he is not gonna make it through that. Ends up popping the Warden's Cage. Big silence though, traded. And I believe the similar cooldown, 90 seconds, yeah, so, yeah. 10-second difference, pretty much popped almost on par, a second apart there. OSD gonna try and grab that bottom shrine. Maiev making their way up to the top lane, try and help out. The Blaze. Blaze does go into the bunker to negate the pull, and Dahaka getting quite low here. Will pop his trait. Silence goes out onto the Blaze. Blaze gonna be trying to look and try and get away, but unfortunately it does not look like it will be the case. But out comes the Hanzo and the Malfurion to join the two in the top. Genji as well looking to come in. Maiev dealing a ton of damage here though to the Hanzo, and OSD gonna be able to grab that Dragon Knight in the center. Junkrat in the Dragon Knight gonna be looking to try and take down this middle wall. They are able to do so, and then making their way into that middle fort. Hanzo does complete the Scatter Arrow quest here now, finally, as we have a little bit more damage coming out from the side of A-MEI-ZING. Sitting at about a half a level behind. They are in EXP, but it's not too big of a deal right now. Genji looking for a big engage, but not onto ETC. At least not my first go-to pick there. That's okay. You see Maiev and ETC with the Stukov look down to the bottom lane, try and clear out that siege camp as the Dragon Knight just gets whittled away by the 4 members in that middle lane as Blaze tried to duel this Dahaka up here in the top lane. Dahaka not looking too healthy right now, but is buying time for his team to try and get a little bit, but little do they know, Blaze sitting in that bush there, looking for a big stun, does hit the double, does get pulled away, however. Trinth with the stiff arm, potentially a big mosh pit, but the bunker gonna be able to deny that. Out comes the Sanctification, the Riptire going out, but the Dragon Blade looking to pick up that Stukov, indeed does get that pick, down goes the Stukov. Now we have Woven looking to try and get away. Did I just see that Dragon Arrow go out and hit the Maiev as the Maiev teleported? That was very strange. So a 3-for-0 in favor of OSD is level 16 now being reached here. Great drag though from Corgi Booty. Trying to get a little bit of poke damage out onto Litnex. Not going to be the case here. I would like to see A-MEI-ZING move in and try and get a couple of picks here. Do they have a Giant Killer? Piercing. Okay, I was going to say. We do have piercing arrows here. That's a good pick. Definitely a good pick. 27 viewers. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. If there was a host, I appreciate it. I don't have anything on here, I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't know. Siege Giant's going to be going in away on that bottom lane. ETC looking to try and deny that a little bit. Now, if you have displacement, it's better to mush them. Better to push them into the tower range. That way, you know, they are kind of dealt with. But they're end up going to just leave them. I think this is a misplay here. They're going to lose their fort because that thing is very healthy. Vikil now deciding to come back, but not before taking a lot of damage, almost losing that fort completely there. Maiev looking to start up this siege, the Bruiser camp, not going to be able to do that alone, at least successfully, as he's going to need some help there. Silent Shoe making their way in, Blaze positioning in this middle lane here, does make himself visible thanks to those minions, and the objective is now open for business. Now, Silent Shoe does have that ability to bop around like it's nothing. Bottom camp being taken now by the side of OSD. This will apply a little bit of pressure in here. Litnex looking to try and scout that out. Might walk into an ETC. ETC looking for a big power slide, potentially missing a 3-man mosh there, however. No follow-up damage is close by, so for better probably there, not using that big cooldown. Down goes the mage minion, so that will be a lot of shields gone. Top barely being held now as Corgi Booty looks to deal out with this Blaze, getting a little bit of poke damage, but I think Blaze actually wins this trade thanks to the self-sustain. Great dodge from Corgi Booty, however. Top will be held by A-MEI-ZING. OSD will hold that bottom. MAI-EV actually joining up in the top lane here, looking for a pull out onto the Blaze the bunker, going out, looking for a little bit of poke damage here. We do have Malfurion just around the corner, but he will back off here, hold off on that, and allow this to be held by OSD. Now, OSD making their way into the middle, but little do they know, Genji is in that bush. Stukov looking for a big silence here, does get the push away to try and peel for the Junkrat, but Genji looking for a lot more poke damage. That'll take quite a bit, actually, here. But the oh my god, the Scatter Arrow, big pull, only going to land onto the Malfurion. Out comes the Twilight Dream, landing on 2 members here. And now we have Genji looking to go in, but gets booped over the Warden's cage. Down will go the MAI-EV, and now we have Genji looking to get a ton of damage, but look at that stiff arm just go all the way back to the opposing team's fort. The Malfurion gets silenced and blown up by a Riptire. We trade 1 for 1 here, but the support being the one taken down on the side of OSD, sitting at about a 10-second differential here. Big engage from Blazai there. That's a huge gap. I never knew how large that was. Wow, okay, big fight there. You can see the patience from Shu on that Riptire surrounding that Malfurion there. Now, the Malfurion unfortunately getting bopped away, but still being able to secure that kill was the damage of the remaining members there. Really good engage there from Lazai with that Dragon Blade, looking to try and grab that kill there on the Stukov. I think they did get this. No, they got the MAI-EV. They were close to getting the Stukov. I thought the Stukov actually died. Maybe he died a little bit earlier in the fight. Maybe they traded 2 for 1. I don't know. Everything happened so quickly. Top Shrine now being held by the side of A-MEI-ZING. Bottom Shrine being held by the side of OSD. Looking for a little bit of poke damage here. Scatter Arrow does go out. Unfortunately, not going to land on anybody. 3 members for OSD in the middle lane. Camp is a pushing in that bottom lane. Both camps, actually. But Hanzo is very, very good at clearing those camps. We have Blaze getting... Whew, what a great maneuver here by the Blaze player, Salty Scyther, to get away from the Dahaka and make his way back into that bunker. Will get interrupted there on the cap. MAI-EV does not really have the distance, and unfortunately this Dragon Knight will go over to the side of A-MEI-ZING. This is very good for A-MEI-ZING right now. Gonna be making his way, imagine, down into the bottom lane. Big punt onto Vikel. We'll push him down there. He's actually gonna opt to go for the mid lane. I'd like to see them get the bottom lane fort, which should be able to push out naturally. Maybe grab this wall and then make your way down to the bottom lane. As I was mentioning prior, the bottom lane is huge in this map, but middle lane just kind of opens yourself up. So, I mean, lane pressure is lane pressure, so you kind of grab whatever you want. And if middle is what you want, then kind of just go for it. But it looks like they're going to be, indeed, going for it. Trying to take down this middle keep. It's taking quite a bit of damage. MAI-EV getting punted away. The Holy Ground kind of just zoning out. They are able to grab that keep. Will they be making their way down to the bottom? I imagine so. Make their way down, secure this fort. It only needs a couple of tickles. Tyrael going to tank it for just a brief minute or two. And then try and get a little bit of poke damage onto those... those towers. Level 20 being reached. Vikel getting stunned in place. That is the ideal kind of punt to happen. Kind of kick them into the wall where they can't move. Dahaka does burrow there, and this ETC potentially looking for a mosh pit. Now, I think the Sanctification was being used there as the interrupt for the mosh pit, but out comes a big Twilight Dream, taking down a ton of damage on that Riptire. Riptire does blow. Down goes the Malfurion. A huge Warden Cage to go, but unfortunately backfires for them. 2 members being taken down, and now Genji looking to make that third member, looking to pick up that MAI-EV, does indeed pick up that MAI-EV, and now do they have the damage to go for the core? It looks like they're gonna try and take it a little bit easy here. Back off, take the 3-for-1 trade, go and grab the opponent's team, the opposing team's... looking for the opposing team's bruiser camp. They're going to be able to do that easily with that Hanzo. And then they want to start painting that map blue. You can see Lazai already down here doing that for them here in this, on the siege camp. Junkrat just going to try and clear up as many of these catapults as possible, as they are sitting pretty far behind on structure damage. Down 2 forts. And a keep. 3 forts and a keep. Oh god. 3 forts and a keep here. As they are going to try and make their way into a potential second keep with the Siege Giants. Now, the Siege Giants did get booped into the range, and this is what I was talking about. You want them to be within the range because they'll fall a little bit quicker. They have to watch this Bruiser camp on Death Bridge. Now, top lane, not the ideal because of this bridge. You don't like this bridge. This bridge is a very big choke point, especially with heroes like Dahaka and ETC. Now, ETC holding that level 20, I'd like to see a Death Mosh. I think that would be ideal. Do we have Contagion? We do. I like the Contagion as well. Looking for that big Contagion. However, Sanctification can be used to negate quite a bit. If that does not hit the TLE, he can walk in and just pretty much giant team cleanse. As far as I'm aware, that's how it functions. Looking for that Holy Ground, gonna deny the engage of the ETC. ETC is still looking for that. Whew, what a Holy Ground, gonna be able to deny that cap. Now Corgi Booty getting punted away. This is what is looking like a game ender. Dragon Knight just kind of pushing away, looking for a big stun there onto that Dragon Knight, but the Dragon Knight does not get affected by that CC. I would love to see a Mosh Pit come out here. Level 20 still not being picked by ETC here, however, unless this is a visual bug. But we do have the Warden's Cage, but the bunker does go down. It's going to secure them. This out comes the Mosh Pit. I think it's a little bit early. Does get melted, or interrupted rather, by the Dragon's Arrow. And now OSD getting destroyed by that Scatter Arrow. 2-3 members falling, and Silent Shoe getting punted away. The core going to be taking fatal damage here, getting taken down to 60%, and the Dragon Knight still sitting at a healthy 35%. This will be game number 2, going over to the side of A-MEI-ZING, and we have a game 3 for you guys in this best of 3. So I'm going to play that video for you guys real quick, and we will be back very shortly. We'll try and figure out what teams want what, and then we're probably going to get a co-caster with me because my voice is dying. We'll be back shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for this. I believe this is semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. And this
it is.
Oh, well, wow, big spoiler. This is semifinals, and this is game number 3. This is a Division B rematch. And last time it was a best of 5. This is a best of 3, however, and we are down to 1-1 apiece. This is going to be a great game, and we have none other than the host of this ReGen Invitational, Murda. Welcome, man.
Man, you've been doing almost as much hosting as me today. All these casts you've got in, really appreciate you, Styxa. But you mentioned it. This is really the most exciting matchup for me on the bracket because these two teams, they have a history against each other. They played in the Division B Grand Finals of Season 3 NGS. OSD took it 3-0. And amazing, you just saw right there on map number 2, took their first win up against these boys. So I'm impressed, and I'm really excited to see how this is going to end because if Amazing ends up winning it, it's going to feel really bad if you're OSD.
Well, you do have to keep in mind the OSD roster has changed significantly. They're sitting at about 3 replacements in comparison to what the old roster was. So it's nothing that you can feel too bad about. But again, yes, I do understand. It's definitely a confidence boost for the side of Amazing, who is sitting here looking for the victory in Battlefield of Eternity. This was their map selection, and first pick was selected over by OSD, and it looks like they're going to ban out the Tyrael and the Diablo, getting rid of the Angel and the Demon. How appropriate for this map, and then looking at picking up that Hanzo first pick. I like that.
Very thematic bans. I do appreciate that. Tyrael, very good in this map, I think. Is able to isolate a few targets in some of those weirder choke points, especially when you're walking back behind your own Immortal on the safe side near where your Brewster camp is. Just a few weird chokes that if you get some holy ground in there, you can really set up some kills later on in the game. Diablo as well, very good. There's a lot of balls to charge into in those same sort of points. So
you like those bans, yeah? I like the Hanzo pick. I think it's a very strong pick. Pretty standard pick. I mean, like, Vala and Greymane were the go-to, but now Hanzo is because of his burn potential. And so this leads me to believe that OSD is going to be looking for that burn, like the race kind of team build here. And then Malfurion and Genji being picked up. Now, did we see Malfurion and Genji together last game? I don't remember who their healer was. I think it was Malfurion and Genji. Zai playing the Genji last game. So you know what Genji is capable of. He's got some pretty high single target damage as well, especially if you pick up that Shingen, I believe it is called, at what, level 13 there? So as long as all 3 hit the same target, it's just a bonus damage. So you are capable of dealing quite a bit of damage. And then Malfurion, just an overall pretty good healer. How do you feel about the next 2?
Blaze definitely has a spot in this meta. He can work as a main tank. He can work as a solo laner, especially here on Battlefield of Eternity. I think he'll do fine up in the solo lane. His bunker is absolutely insane as a defensive tool up against stuff like a Dragon Blade from Genji. The question is, will Malfurion be able to interrupt that Blaze before he's able to pop the bunker during that moment? We shall see. But if it's anything like last game, this Malfurion player, Lightnex, he's very talented on that hero.
Yeah, we saw those Twilight Dreams just coming out. And Salty Scyther getting upset now. A little salty maybe because he's not able to play the one trick that he is being in this tournament in the form of Blaze. We've already seen him play Blaze 3 times today. So
yeah, he played it on my stream earlier as well up against what was that game against? Oh, Team Skyarch, of course.
So yeah, so making it 4 games, trying to make the full tourney as Blaze, not gonna happen. OSD gonna crush your dreams here, at least in the form of Blaze. So we do see the Stukov ban. I like this ban. I actually really like this ban. I think it's a pretty good, strong ban. You know, Malfurion and Stukov kind of reigning supreme in the form of supports here. So I like this ban, limiting the support pick for the opposing team. But if you're OSD, what do you ban here?
Oh, man. I guess you want to get rid of one of the tanks. I don't know exactly which one it would be. I guess ETC is still available, but they're going to ban away Sonya, which is a very good matchup up against their Blaze, so that makes sense as well.
Does Sonya win the lane against Blaze? Is that a thing? Because
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Especially if you take the Warpaint at 1, it's more sustained, and she can just spin more than he can stun the spin.
Okay, yeah. See, I mean, I'll ask the solo lane specialist here, who is better in the solo lane matchups. Murda definitely has the upper hand in the knowledge for those matchups. So Sonya going to be banned out. They're looking to try and win that top lane as well as the race with Hanzo and Greymane. So what I'm looking for here is maybe an Artanis. Artanis has the blinds, and blinds are like huge. Arthas works just as well for the Greymane. Greymane Li Ming. Oh, sorry, Arthas Li Ming. I like these two picks. Yeah.
Li Ming is definitely good on this map. It's going to help really burst down Hanzo, especially. The Wave of Force has been the meta so far in this tournament, so I'd expect to maybe see that come out. I don't see a reason for Disintegrate. Maybe to try to finish off a Hanzo who's escaping, but I still think Wave of Force is the way to go, especially if you can pair it up with some of these other abilities they have, like the Genji on the Dragon Blade. Like maybe it's going to help set up a kill there. And then interrupting people getting into that bunker, which is also pretty important to just kind of disturb them from having what they want in form of that bunker and the blaze.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to make there. So Wave of Force is probably going to be the pickup here. Again, it's also just for burst damage. At level 7, you have a pretty big choice to make, especially on Battlefield of Eternity, between Calamity and Seeker. So Calamity is pretty much the standard meta build. But remember, you're going in against a Greymane. You don't really want to be within range of Greymane unless you're really trying to pick him off. And then, again, you can use that Wave of Force as a kind of finisher, if you will. It's just bonus damage. So I'm curious to see if we see the Seeker versus the Calamity. I think that'll be like my kind of decision maker on how well this game goes for the fighting versus the racing here. I do like the Arthas though.
And having a Nubrak on the other side with the Li Ming, it's a weird relationship because Li Ming could go into Disintegrate to burn down Cocoon quickly. But I think a Nubrak has a really good place up against Li Ming. We do see Malthael now dropping. So a little extra race potential for A-MEI-ZING here. So to pair with the Li Ming and whatever damage Genji can get onto it as well.
Yeah, I think...
I like it.
Ha, I like it. Thank you for the follow, Tarantula Hots. Woo. If you guys want, make sure you guys can type in the exclamation mark in the chat, exclamation mark bracket. You guys can check out the bracket. We're gonna be getting into oh my god, we're gonna be on our way into game number 3. I've been talking too much today. I'm trying to go fast, and it's not paying off. Let's transition this over. Battlefield of Eternity, game number 3 in this best of 3. Oh boy, Murda, I'm excited.
I gotta give the draft over to OSD though. I like having this Hanzo, pairing it with the Greymane Silent Shoe on a hero he's very comfortable on. I haven't gotten to see much of Woven and Trinth yet, but we'll see what they can do. And unfortunately, looks like ReGen wasn't able to join them today as well. So having those 3 subs in, at least 3 newer players, is an interesting point.
Yeah, all right, let's get underway. And on the left-hand side, in the blue, we have A-MEI-ZING. We got Salty Scyther in the solo lane, no longer on Blaze, but rather on that Malthael. Then we got Nukes for Kids on that Arthas, Litnex once again on that Malfurion, Lazai on the Genji again, and Kaiser rounding it all up on that Li Ming.
On the right-hand side, we have your Division B Grand Finals champions, Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Silent Shoe, the captain, going to play Greymane. Vikale on a Nubrak. Trinth going to play the Lucio. Woven going to be on Hanzo today. And in the top lane, playing that soul lane, is your favorite Corgi, Mr. Corgi Booty on Blaze.
All right, so it looks like we're going to be sending that solo laning up to the top lane. I think Malthael wins that matchup. No, I'm not too sure.
Especially with Die Alone, Styxa, I think he does. It depends on how much of the healing Corgi can provide to himself with that ignited oil.
Yeah, you're really going to be looking for the sustain coming out of Blaze here, and just trying to get as much healing as possible. Now, Woven going to be looking for those stacks early on. You can see him walking into a pretty aggressive position to try and get that auto attack off onto the Arthas. He did opt to go for Redemption, and I find that You know, you're really looking for a specific talent build, and it's a pretty hard decision as the Hanzo player to pick whether or not you want Redemption or that W build. If you feel like you're gonna die, definitely don't want to go that Redemption. But right now, it's looking like it's a pretty even battle into the bottom lane right now. Like, it's nothing, just kind of a little bit of poking damage. Stacks are being achieved by both teams in the form of Arthas Roots and Redemption stacks.
Yeah, and up top, it's already Salty Scyther. He played as Blaze, now he's playing up against Blaze. He obviously knows his character well. He knows the limitations that Blaze has. He's playing the matchup pretty well so far, and now he's going on to that Khazra camp, the siege up at the top side.
It looks like Corgi is aware of that, going to be trying to give him a little bit of a hard time there. Look to maybe engage on that. Now, will we see the W build out of Woven? I would hope so. I would hope that we see the W Hanzo build. Otherwise, the race potential of OSD goes down a ton. And I think if they lose that race potential, then, you know, you're relying a lot on Greymane. And if Greymane gets, you know, Arthas walks in, you know, you lose a ton of damage, and it's just not looking too great. Now, the objective going to be popping up in, like, what, 3 minutes? Or at the 3-minute mark, so I think this is a pretty early camp cap by A-MEI-ZING.
Yeah, I expect them to hold it. I don't know if you saw exactly what happened up top, but Blaze was up against that Malthael for so long on that camp, and they were just toying around next to it. Corgi eventually was able to make him scoot back and leash him. There's 2 left up there. We now do see the cap of that Shaman camp for A-MEI-ZING, and Greymane and Lucio, as well as Hanzo, going to move on to the other one for Order of the Sleeping Dragon. So they will be both on the field during this Immortal push here, and set up in position right now is going to be Order of the Sleeping Dragon to make the early jump onto their Immortal here.
Yeah, I think the camp going to be pushing that top lane is going to get a little bit more value in this case. Hanzo already down here to try and clean it up. Doesn't have to walk too far into the lane, into a unsafe position, if you would. To try and get rid of it, and he's got the ability to kind of deal a ton of damage, and you can see the race potential coming out of both teams now. Like, I mean, look at the damage. Like, A-MEI-ZING actually winning that race. Level 7 hasn't even been achieved yet, and so, like, I'm curious to see how this is gonna go, but, like, a ton of damage coming out of Genji and Li Ming, and they don't even have Malthael there. It's gonna be close, but I think A-MEI-ZING's gonna take this one.
Yeah, Malthael actually was there. He did a little bit
was
of
he?
damage.
I didn't see.
Yeah, towards the second half at least. So they did get it. And it is A-MEI-ZING with the advantage. No kills yet in this game, but they do have an Immortal on the field, going to go to the top lane, and we're going to see Malthael and Blaze head to the bot to continue their little boxing match. Thoughts on Genji so far with this build? He went into Agile Dismount and now Shuriken Mastery.
Yeah, we saw this build come out of Lasai last game, and like I've never realized how big that dismount range is. It's huge. It's massive. So he's really looking to kind of maybe catch that Hanzo or that Lucio that's trying to escape. You know, I mean, Hanzo does have the ability to jump over walls quite effectively, so, you know, realistically looking for the engage onto them and being able to get rid of them there.
So Genji's making a build to hunt down his brother.
Maybe, but he did the exact same thing last game, so I haven't...
That's just fun for me.
I'm thinking he's going to be using it that kind of way. So that's what I'm imagining. So we're going to see that top camp capped up by the side of OSD. Level 7's being reached for both teams. You can see the talents located just at the bottom of the screen here. W build indeed for the Hanzo, as expected. We do see Calamity. This is a lot of race now being lost, I would think, because Calamity does not damage minions and monsters anymore. I don't even know if it damaged monsters in the first place, but it's a lot of damage now lost. And I mean, they did win that race, so I guess they're relying heavily on the Malthael, but look at this bottom lane getting pushed in.
Yeah,
that root.
And yep, Corgi is going to fall. So first blood finally coming at 5 minutes and 39 seconds into this game for A-MEI-ZING. They take a lead here, but on the top, it's Order of the Sleeping Dragon taking out the first fort of the game. The one on the bot side, the other side of the map, is also going to fall, but will they stay here, siege onto a keep wall? Looks like Silent Shoes bringing his troops backwards right now. But back to the Li Ming and the Calamity. I think the reason they want to do this is to put more eggs into that double reset basket with this Genji on their team. So we'll see if that's what they're going for, especially paired with the last rights later on. I think it's a very deadly combo that they could be pulling off and getting a lot of resets for that Li Ming.
100%. Now we're going to be looking for this Hanzo to kind of position in a way that he can get these as many of these arrows onto that Immortal as possible. You can see pretty much just the Hanzo dealing equal damage as 4 or 5 members from the side of A-MEI-ZING here. So this is the power of Hanzo, and you can see the damage is just absolutely massive. And A-MEI-ZING knows this. They're already positioned in that top lane. A big route onto the Anub'arak. Vykel gonna have to try and dig away. Able to do that, but the slows are quite a bit from this Arthas here. And now they're just kind of fooling around in the middle, kind of trying to get as many poking arrows as they can out onto the Immortal. But Hanzo has the back for mana.
Yeah, and they sent Corgan onto the bot to get just a little extra soak. They're not going to be able to make it a 10, but they needed to wait for Hanzo to show back up, and here he is. Woven trying to get some damages. The roots are there, but not going to connect to anyone, except the Immortal stun does hit Nukes for Kids. Arthas' low does not have armor yet, so he will fall. A big stun by Corgi Booty. A follow-up stun by Vykel, and that is a triple kill for Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Their 10s came online, didn't have to use them, and get the triple kill. They're going to get this Immortal, unless if Malthael can have anything to say, but no, he loses his life, and it is going to be picked up now. Or will it? They're going to maybe get some siege done here. They're going to, they're just going to start the Shaman camp, Styxa.
I was going to say, I was like, 94 health, it is so close to go, but great heads-up play there, great communication by the side of OSD. Amazing stun there by Vykel, going to be able to pick up and secure that triple kill. Grab the Shaman camp, which is going to help the bottom lane. Vykel, though, I guess digging in, overstaying is welcome, maybe. Does unfortunately fall there. Silent Shoe very low. We do see the Dragon Arrow come out as a potential stall. But Genji going to do Genji things, chase down the other Shamata. And this is where the double resets come in. But, you know, most of the team isn't even there anymore because they're dead.
Yeah, Trent got a little aggressive below in the little bottom pathway below the fort, and he was found out. Li Ming Kaiser did a lot of damage to him, kept him at bay, ended up getting a triple kill there, tying up this game not only in experience but also in kills. The structures are also tied up because they are able to save that fort. Even with the Immortal pushing on it, they got the kills that they needed. Amazing, setting themselves back up in this game after what looked like to be the first opening drawn there by Order of the Sleeping Dragon during that Immortal phase. They do get a Kaiser camp here, Styxa.
That was looking like a potential fight to come out here just before level 13. Luckily for the side of OSD, they were able to get that big ol' start up there first. But you see the Cocoon go immediately out and then down. Li Ming with the Disintegration going to be able to take that out. The Anub'arak hops into the bunker. He's stuck in there for a solid second now. Potentially going to have to dig away. Doesn't look like he has the dig up. Does hit that stun onto the Li Ming. But Li Ming going to have to try and back up. We do have that big ol' area of effect heal from Lucio quest being completed. I believe Party Mix. Hanzo died. He died. So he's lost a couple of redemption stacks. Going to be looking to try and get back up to 12. He's sitting at 11 right now. So he's pretty close. He can hold off to that. Quest is complete at level 1 for Arthas, and he's sitting at 99 of 150 on that. 29 of the 75 Shuriken hits, though, so we're sitting a little bit far behind on quest stacks. Last Right's not able to hit anybody just yet, but just you wait. We'll be looking for those resets to come in very shortly.
Yeah, looking for the resets still is going to be that combination of the Li Ming and Genji. Immortal phase now starting. Both teams in defensive posturing, but OSD making their first movement forward with Corgi Booty on that blaze, throwing out some oil, igniting it, trying to get a little poke damage in. Setting up behind the blaze is going to be Woven on that Hanzo, looking to get all the poke damage in. Roots will connect onto Vykel. Going to use his dig away to get out of that. advantage so far for OSD. The damage is coming in. I think Malfurion's having a bit of trouble getting the heals out onto all these members, and Lucio having an easier time keeping his guys healed up. Salty Scyther falling low on Malthio, and there's going to be the dig forward by Nubrak looking for some damage. The Cocoon's going to come on Genji, quickly cleared up by Disintegration. Nukes for Kids is the one that's low. Arthas barely getting a heal there by his Malfurion, and the Dragon Blade is now on the field with Sai, looking to swipe through. Vikale is low. Last Right's going to go through and connect. That's a kill. Picked up by Malthio. The resets are now online for this Li Ming, and will she get some more? Kaiser looking for it, but Shu on the backside picking up to himself, and Kaiser ends up getting the third, but 2 for 3 in favor of A-MEI-ZING. Really, it was Li Ming who came online once the kill started.
I saw more black in people's health bars than I saw the color of their team. There was so much health missing on both sides. All I was waiting for was Maltheo to go up to somebody and just hit that R button and just kill them. There's so many things, like Malfurion barely got away. How did they get away? You know, like I thought maybe Greymane would make their way up, pick that up. No, not the case. It's so close. It's just so many scenarios where these health bars are so low, nobody's able to capitalize, and then we see like 3 or 4 people die, and it's just crazy. But Hanzo trying to put in some work here. Lucio forced to speed his way out, but down goes that bottom fort.
Bottom fort down. These Immortals are about even. There's going to be a quick engage, a last rites, but the bunker going to save Corgi Booty. Well played. Knowing his limitations on that blaze saves his life. Did have to burn a 50-second cooldown, but no big deal. It's just a bunker. It did its job. Right now, sieging forward is amazing. They're looking to pick up this Immortal on the bot side. It's going to be Silent Shoe and Greymane trying to get theirs, at least getting down some of the shields, but Maltheo just too much damage. Corgi Booty leaning in with a big stun onto 3 members, but now it's a 5-man Twilight Dream, gonna be hitting on all the members of OSD. Well played there by Light next to Captain. And Vikale will be the second of all, a double kill for A-MEI-ZING. They have the Immortal. They have a 5v3 advantage right now. Will this be another fort?
Oh, Woven just backing in such a dangerous spot there. Genji could have been right around the corner, and luckily for him, he was not. So he's going to be able to get away there. Great Twilight Dream, though, there by Malfurion, just hitting every single member on that. Now, they didn't have the bunker for that fight, I don't believe. I don't think Last Rites went out. We're only sitting at 1 kill right now, so it's not looking too hot for OSD. Like, after that team fight, you know, like, it was looking good prior, and now it's just not so much. But they do have the Hanzo. They're going to be able to take that down pretty easily. They lose the fort, I believe, there. And now they're just going to kind of try and make their way back in. They have the engage and the follow-up CC, so that's really what I am looking for. Now, what I was a little bit disappointed about in that fight was that Woven on that Hanzo not focusing so much on going for the damage, the race, but rather opting to just kind of poke. And we see oh, look at that. Oh my god, that arrow.
God. Wow, Woven.
Great arrow, going to be able to come back in and secure that Genji kill, but slightly before that was the pickup on the Malfurion. Great ice block there to deny the initial kill, maybe banking on your team to come in and help peel for you a little bit, and unfortunately for them, it's not going to work out that way, and it ends up losing them 2 members and the Shaman camp here.
So, Styxa, that is such a heads-up play by OSD, knowing that their only chance to take a fight before level 16 for A-MEI-ZING was that exact moment. They ended up finding it, a 5v4, and you saw what happened. They picked off Malfurion and Genji, and now the levels, the experience, is just about dead even, and they're getting the Merc control right now, picking up the Shaman camp from A-MEI-ZING, picking up the Kazers on the bot side. Now you see Silent Shoe and Woven and the rest of the team moving on to their other Shaman camp here. So Merc control and levels will be tied up at 16 momentarily. Corgi going to try to soak that top wave just right now. And this is the most important fight we've seen so far, is this level 16 versus 16 Immortal phase, Styxa.
Yeah, this level 16 fight is going to be absolutely huge. You want to see every single member pick up their talents. I've noticed that Vikale been holding on to some talents for a while, but it looks like he's got his level 16 there. And this is where the big fight comes out right now. Every single heroic is available for both teams. All 10 heroics are up. I need to see a big Twilight Dream and a huge Dragon Blade to come out from the side of A-MEI-ZING for them to even remotely think they're going to be close in getting this. Because as soon as that cocoon goes down, it's going to be interrupted. It's going to be taken down by that Disintegrate. That's an ult for ult. Keep in mind, it is a huge timing difference. But they're just making this ton of damage come out here. Big orb, though, from the Li Ming. I'm going to be poking that down. But quite a decisive race so far, thanks to that Hanzo just absolutely melting. But unfortunately, no, actually, this is good for them. I was looking at the colors. This is a good spot for OSD. But now with Genji diving hard into that backline, potentially looking for that Dragon Blade. It does come out onto the backline, but does get interrupted, and now he is blown up thanks to that Dragon Arrow. We do see the go for the throat come out as well. The Cocoon did go out as well. All the heroics have been popped on the side of OSD. Bunker is currently in the middle of the fight, body blocking and doing a fantastic job in that scenario. And now the Malthael just getting stunned. Out comes the last rites, though, but barely in time to pick up that kill on the Blaze there. And now they're looking to pick up Trent here, as he might not be able to get away. Arthas taken down there as well, and now Litnex looking to fall next.
Woven is absolutely going off right now, picking up Arthas and then the Malfurion towards the end of that on low health. But oh my god, dude, that fight was insane. Woven at the start hit the Dragon Arrow onto Genji attacking him, and they're able to burst out Genji before that fight even started. This is a near full health Immortal. The shield bar is maximum power, ladies and gents, and this is really the moment for OSD to get one of these keeps down in this game, but they need to get their Greymane up to this fight if they want to have any sieging power, because Hanzo, Anubrak, and Lucio are not the trio you want here if you're going to try to siege down a keep.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Jason for that host. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Thanks for popping in. And this is exactly what you're going to be looking for. You do want this Greymane to come in. He is lagging a little bit behind, but he should be there very soon. You still have that almost full shield Immortal here. Now, big root, though, onto the Anubarak. Going to be trying to get out of there as the Arthas now. He is slowing down. Looking for that boop into the team. Doesn't happen there. A little bit of poke damage coming out from the Hanzo. We do have that piercing arrow. Now, the stun from the Immortal, followed up by that Dragon's Arrow. Going to be able to pick up the Arthas. And now we're looking to engage. Out comes that Ice Block, but it might get him stuck into a bigger position here. Now, does go for that Twilight Dream. Silent Shoe going in hard. Going to be able to pick that up. Out comes the last Rites. Going to be able to pick up that Greymane there. Out comes the bunker, but it doesn't look like it was just not in time there, or Silent Shoe had already committed to walking away and accepting it. Salty Scyther gonna fall there. Pretty full, almost full health Immortal, 75% is looking to go into the core. This core is going down, and it looks like game number 2. 3. Win number 2. Over to the side of Order of the Sleeping Dragon. That will do it for A-MEI-ZING here. And it looks like we remain the Division B champions.
Yeah, dude. So exciting to get to watch that match. It was really down to the wire. It was that last fight, the level 16-16 Immortal phase, and I have to give it to Woven once again. I'm actually watching it right now come through on Twitch. We're on that 2-minute delay, and it just nuts the way he was able to pull that fight out for his team. Well played. They got the Immortal. They ended up winning the game off of it. But if I'm A-MEI-ZING, it's really good job. Compared to how they did in the grand finals of Season 3, this was a much better showing for them, and it really could have gone either way, like truthfully, and well played by both sides.
Yeah, all right, everybody. So if you guys would please just stick around briefly, because we're going to be making our way into the grand finals. Now, Murda, who is the other finalist on the other side there?
So coming out of the upper half of the bracket, it's going to be Victorious Secret. They are a new team, but not new players. It is captained by Rexpa. And it is a very dangerous squad. We had them as our pre-tournament #1 seed, and they have shown why they are #1 right now. So Order of the Sleeping Dragon is definitely going to have their match made for them here in the grand finals, but they will be playing for those $100 worth of Battle.net gift cards. So if you're a Twitch watcher right now, hang tight, because we also have a really cool giveaway for you guys too. So we're going to be switching over to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Hang tight with us. Styxa, run the outro.
All right, so we're going to run that outro real quick, but if you guys please stick around with us, we're going to throw you over. I don't think Murda's channel is up just yet, but we're going to host him right over there. I hope you guys all move over to him, so we'll host him on here and get you guys all out there. But we're going to throw on that outro, and we will be with you guys very, very shortly. Thank you so much, guys.